This is Salem and welcome to my YouTube channel. I finally did it. I marked off my to-do list. We're gonna have a lot of fun and we're going to do this makeup look together. So I'm really excited to share with you this really basic everyday look and I hope that y'all are ready. Let's go. Cool, let's get started. Except for that I feel like I'm really washed out. Or is this just like how pale I am? I don't know. I think we'll give it a try. Anyways, so I always wash my hands and my face before I do my makeup. I'm going to go ahead and start by parting the grid C with Hangover Primer Spray. Gets your face all nice and moisturized. Ooh, I really like it as a priming spray. So what I always do is that I start out with this. It is a Makeup Forever primer, specifically green tinted to help with any redness. And then just put it on any problem areas. Mine right now is just right up here. What I really like about this primer specifically is that it's very moisturizing and also it does a really good job at coverage so that if it is red, it gets rid of it so fast. So fast. Next, this is my holy grail. This is what saves me all the time. It is the Cover FX Corrective Stick. This is incredible. I literally just ran out of my other one and I had it for almost like a year. What I really love about this is that it's easy to blend like a concealer is or foundation, as opposed to some other ones that I've tried can be chalky or they don't really like, just watch. So you just put it on the areas that are red. So then after that, take a blending sponge, you wet it. Oh God, I just got this like right before this. And then you go, and you just tap. You just tap, that's what you do with these things. That's done. What I do next, this is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I'm going to use this on my eye, under my eyes, and then specifically on the areas that I just covered up with the green concealer stick. A little bit in like my T-zone, and then under the eyes. And taking your beauty blender, doing the damn thing. Yeah, I'm from Texas and I've also lived in a bunch of places all over. So I feel like my voice sometimes is this weird combination of like all the different places that I've lived. Who knows? Scientists probably know. Also, if you have any areas where it's like a very specific zit is bothering you or anything like that, take just a small brush and then dab any sort of foundation powder that you have onto it. That is that. Next, we have foundation. It's the Born This Way. Yeah, there we go. And then my shade is Snow. So, I'm so pale. Got a beauty blender. We're gonna try this. That's much nicer than what happened before. Always loved this Too Faced foundation. Perfect for my skin because it's matte, but it's also not matte. It's like dewy. I don't know. I really love dewy feeling foundation. Just take whatever powder brush you have. I have these cool guys. They were a part of like a Tarte brush collection that came out like last year. This one is by MAC. It's the Skinfinish, the Mineralize Skinfinish in Light Plus. Put that in there and then dab it. I'll use like little circular motions and then more like dabbing motions in areas where I feel like it needs to be more condensed. Now we're gonna bring Salem back. Next, eyebrows. Eyebrows are a journey. So we're going to start with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade. I use the color Granite because I really love having just those really, really dark brows. So yeah, that's in Granite. Also recommend this 795 brush by MAC. it is just, it's extremely thin and it managed to always get a very sharp line. And that's what you're always looking for in good brows, you know? A good sharp line. Who am I? What is my voice? I don't really know. What you want to do is you want to start a line at the bottom of your brow. So, and you want to do it just below where your brows start. Like just barely below it. Trying to figure out the best angle to do this at. Sometimes I'll take a smaller mirror, even though I have like a big mirror in front of me, to just sort of get like the tiny little details. So yeah, right below that line. So yeah, that's the first line that I'm gonna create. The only place where I go on top of my brow and with like a hard line is right at the edge. And I just get sort of like that really sharp line started. And then what you do with the remainder Dipbrow on your brush is that you very lightly just, you drag it to the front. But like really lightly, because you don't want it to be too dark in the front. It sort of gives it a little bit of an ombre brow. Lightly lift like up with your brush. So now that we have our brows done, I am just gonna move on to the rest of my face makeup. So I always start with blush. The blush that I'm using right now is this little Samples Nars blush that I got in one of those like insider points things from Sephora. It's a very like deep raspberry type of color that doesn't necessarily come off as raspberry looking as it does right there. I use this Bobbi Brown brush. Got this. Just gonna dip it in there very lightly because this one is very pigmented. And then just very light brushes like back and forth really quickly. I noticed helps blend everything out really nicely on the face. Now again, we have these awesome Tarte brushes that the unicorn ones. This is the one that I use to contour because it's sort of rectangular. I have used this contour kit since I was like 19. I've tried stick contours, not my thing. But yeah, this is super awesome. I love this. I like to dip it in the medium cocoa and then just barely tap it in the dark cocoa. And then from there, again, like the blush, just really fast and really light. And then sometimes to help blend out the contour, I'll just do really quick circular motions into the temple. So I usually use a brush like this whenever it comes to my nose contour. I just dip that back into the medium cocoa. And then just drag it along my nose right near the bridge of it. And then drag it onto the remainder of my nose. I'll just come under my nose here and then get that little spot. If you ever feel like you put too much contour on or too much blush on and you're like, I don't know how to erase that or make it seem less intense, all you have to do is take that finishing powder that you used earlier whenever you were putting on your foundation and just tap a little bit of that on. So for my nose contour, again, I'll just come under my nose here and then get that little spot. I'm gonna take that finishing powder that I was using earlier and then just put it all over my face. That way it's a little less harsh, everything is a little bit more blended. Next, I love highlighter. I really love highlighter a lot. I have really fallen in love with this Too Faced Candlelight Glow. It's very pretty packaging. Whenever you originally get this and you open it up, right now I've used it quite a bit of it, but there's like a little chandelier that's like engraved in the powder. It's really beautiful. I really love this one. This is the Rosy Glow. For my highlighter, I use this MAC 180 brush. Really nice, soft. They're spaced out really beautifully. Hit right below my eyes here on my top of my cheekbone and then up onto my temple. So I'll even take more and I'll take my prime spray, my setting spray, and then just spray a little bit onto the brush. And then I'll just take this and I'll just do it right here. Perfect. 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 We have that done. So yeah, that is how I do my basic face makeup. Now I'm gonna just do a really simple little eye look that I would do on a daily basis. One of my favorite palettes that I've ever used is this Modern Renaissance palette. This is fresh. Ooh, so fresh that I just spilled out. I love these colors. I love these colors so much. I love oranges, I love pinks and nudes. It just has everything I could ever want in it. And the brush that comes with it is really nice. It's actually really good for blending. Before we do that, I am going to go back to my brows, throw some concealer under them, and then a little bit concealer on the rest of my eye just to prime it for my eyeshadow. And this is another one of those brushes that came with that set. And it's like flat, and that's why I use it for this particular type of concealing. So yeah, you're just gonna take that, very carefully and tediously. I'll just pull it down. So before I go to the other eye, I'm just gonna blend this out. I have one of these teensy little blending sponges. Yeah, this is way easier than using a big one, I'm not gonna lie. Perfect. And then it's super sharp underneath this eye. So do you see the difference between a non-concealed eye and a concealed eye? Sometimes I feel like whenever I do the concealer under the eyebrow, that a little bit of the concealer will get back into the brow, so it'll end up looking lighter than the rest of it. So in that case, I'll just take my Dipbrow, dip a little bit in, and then just do any little places that I need to like make darker again. So now you have your eyelids all prepped for some color. I am just going to start with the Bon Fresco color, which is this color right here, and I'm just gonna put it all over my lid. I swear by this brush. You can literally do anything with this brush. Anything. An Hourglass brush, and it's the number 3, and it's crazy. It's like literally all encompassing. I really love it. It's just, it has an edge so that it's easy for you to get into those really tight creases, along with the bristles themselves are just so soft and really great for blending. So what I like to do whenever I start all over is I just start in the crease. I start in the crease and then I paint the brush downwards. Get it in there. And it's okay if you get a little bit above, because what you're trying to do is just blend it. This blending brush, that is by Sephora. It does a really good job. I'm just going to take that and use little windshield wiper motions. Again and again and again and again. And again and again and again. It's just very repetitious. This part is very repetitious, but that's how you get really well blended eyeshadows. You've gotten rid of that harsh line. And then you also bring it under the eye to sort of just blend that line there. And then you just do the same thing. Start in your crease, blend down from there. Take the mirror. It's gonna be this bad boy right here. And then just place it on the top of your lid. And just right in the middle to get like a little bit of like that halo effect. So just right there in the middle. Like that. And I'm actually using the brush that came with it. And blend that into the pink that we have. Ta-da! So the next shade that I'm going to take in here is the Antique Bronze, which is this guy right here. And I'm just gonna put it in the very edge of my crease right over here to just add a little bit of depth. A little depth, a little something, something. Just blowing it so there's no insane amount of fallout. Next, I am going to take this guy. I'm gonna use this guy for highlighter. And actually, I forgot to highlight my nose. So we will do that at the same time. You just put the smallest amount on the edge of your nose. And then just a little bit up onto the bridge of it. Take the highlighter and you're gonna put it into the very corner of your brow, like this little area right here. Go back to that blending brush. Perfect. That way you just get a little bit of a pop. I'm going to end with a little bit of eyeliner. So once again, I use Anastasia Beverly Hills. I use their waterproof cream color in Jet. And all I'm going to do, I'm not even really gonna do a wing right now. Sometimes I think it's best to just accentuate the eyes a little bit by adding a small line of black to the top of your lashes. That way it just makes your eyes look a little bit bigger, a little bit darker at your lash line. And also it's a really good way of hiding if you're not the best at putting on fake eyelashes. Because then you can just go over with the eyeliner and finish it off that way. It's the same brush that I was using for my eyebrows, and we're just going to go in here and just the smallest little line. And sometimes I'll just hold the skin right here so that it applies on more smoothly. Perfect. See, do you notice what I'm talking about? How it just makes your eyes pop just a little bit more. A little bit of the eyeliner on top. And then now I am going to hit my eyelashes with some mascara. Yes, the Better Than Sex mascara is incredible. Is it better than sex? Some sex, yes, for sure. Now that we're done with that, I'm just going to throw a little bit of highlighter in the corner of my eyelid. This also helps your eye pop to more. So basically you're just always trying to make your eyes pop on the lashes. So these are one of my favorite pairs of lashes. I really love ridiculously big lashes. Usually you have to trim your eyelashes whenever you get them, but these just so happen to fit my eyes perfectly, so I never have to do that. I use this Kiss adhesive. It's like made with aloe. I'm gonna let those bad boys sit. Leave them alone. Forget about them even. Literally, you want, the longer you wait, the tackier it's gonna be. But now that we have waited long enough, it is time. Two final steps. Take a little dip. I'll hit right above your lip. The Sephora brand is incredible. I love their matte lipsticks. I swear by them. I really love this color. Unfortunately, it doesn't say the name of the color on the bottom, but it does say a number. It says number 24. I always start with my bottom lip. That's just personal preference. And I'll start like at the bottom, and I'll raise my chin up a little bit so I can see where it is perfectly and do it like just a smidge under it. And then I'll start at the middle and draw out from there. Your last step, you want this all to stay really nicely. So you're just gonna take this MAC Prep and Prime and just spray it all over your face. And there you have it. We're done. Thank you so much, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you next week.